Hi, I'm Molly Martin. This is my 6-year-old Oldenburg gelding Teddy. He's our little demo horse today. He looks really tall because he is standing on a hoof box, or he was. Come on, buddy. With the PEMF machine. So I wanted to answer some of your questions about the PEMF. I did another video talking about the PEMF blankets. This one is a machine that I have going right now. Some of you maybe have seen these. It kind of looks like a hose or loop that you can set on the horse, and it delivers pulsed electromagnetic frequency to the horse. And what that does is it helps increase their circulation, it drains their lymphatics, it can increase the range of motion, it helps them recover from exercise, it can heal broken bones. The list kind of goes on and on of the benefits that we see from the PEMF. I have him standing on a hoof box, and so he has one of the loops directly underneath his feet, and that's really good for horses who have coffin joint effusion, navicular changes, soft tissue injuries down inside the foot. It's a really good way to help decrease the inflammation, increase the circulation, and help speed up their recovery time. People wanted to know what is the difference between the different machines. So there are digital machines, analog, and the spark chambers. I think of them a little bit like with cars. You have your electric vehicles, your gas vehicles, and your diesels. They all have a different fuel, but they are basically the same technology. They do the same things. The vehicles will have different torque, and engines can have different power to get different speeds. The machines are similar. You have different power to the machines, and a lot of times what we see with the machines is that the horses can be at a much lower power than what people need for their bodies. But then if we have an adjustable machine like what I have, we can really turn the machine up a little bit to work on the legs. So when we're giving a session to the horses, I currently have 2 loops going on my horse right now. So I have what we call the equine wings, and they're like 2 giant loops that connect in the middle. And what I like about the wings is you can actually feel the magnets pressing against each other, and as well as the pulsing. And you can see you can't see him very well because he's so high, but he keeps stretching and licking and chewing and yawning. And so he really likes the PEMF. I'm going to see if I can put my angle up a little bit more so that you can see Teddy. There we go. So when I do a session on the horse, I usually actually start with my smaller single loop. It's 1 loop. It's about 2/3 the size of this one. And I'll use that to kind of scan the horse's body and see where they might have inflammation and where they need a little bit more time with the PEMF. This horse gets done so frequently that I kind of know what needs to be done. Sorry, he's not on the box right now. Step up. Good boy. One more step. This one. Good boy. So with him, I can do a little more of a general session on him because I tend to use the loops on his shoulders. He's starting a little bit of work with the passage and PEMF and the changes and the pirouettes. And for him, the range of motion in the shoulder, he gets tired. So I like to do a lot on the shoulder on him, and I like to do on the low back. So one thing with the PEMF is because a lot of these machines are quite strong, we want to be careful about how strong we're using the machine on the horses. So when I'm doing the horse's body, the pulse that they have is very little. I usually put my glasses on so that I can really watch them with the pulsing, and I really look at the horse's reactions. I want to see that the horse is getting relaxed and that they act like it's something that they are enjoying. If the horse is getting antsy, it's probably either too strong or it's in an area that they don't feel that they want you to give it to them. And so I listen a lot to the horses about what they would like to see me do. I'm just going to move this back on him. And he's so good because I have this on him all the time. I can just kind of throw him around. I would never do this on a horse that I don't know as well as this one. And I let go of the loops with him too. So I'm trying to think what other questions you all might have for me. You can leave some questions down below. You can email them to me or send them on my Facebook, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. One of them I can think of, yeah, he's a character. One of them I can think of right now is that you might want to know how often we should do PEMF on our horses. So if your horse has had an injury and is maybe in a rehab, or your horse is working hard and going to shows, I would suggest that you do the PEMF at least once a week. Twice a week would be even better. It doesn't have to be that long of a session if you're doing it more frequently. If you have a PEMF blanket, you can use that blanket quite frequently on the horse and then just have someone with a machine come out maybe once a month or every other month, and they can scan the horse and see how they're tolerating their work. Or with the machine, they'd scan them with the machine and work on them then. I have horses come into the barn with injuries. Maybe they've had a tendon injury. A lot of times we'll see like an avulsion of the sesamoid or the navicular, or even the coffin or the suspensory, and these machines are really good for healing non-union fractures, and we try and get the machine on them twice a day for 8 to 10 minutes on the area where the avulsion is, and you can really do some amazing work on that. It works great on horses that have bone bruises also, and you can just use the machine twice a day. So I get a lot of horses that come in the barn for that type of rehab, and then they'll go home to finish the rest of their rehab, and I'll go and visit them maybe once a week and just kind of recharge them with some PEMF while they're finishing up their rehab. So there isn't really like a set, cut and dry program that you would use with your horse with the PEMF. It's all individual. It's how much you can do, how much your horse enjoys, and what your horse is dealing with. So if you have any questions, just leave them for me down below, leave them in the chat, email or message me, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And Teddy says, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.